Unemployment ticks up. Producer price index also ticks up. These are not good things for the Fed. We've got rising inflation. We've got rising unemployment. We're most likely going to get that cut next week at the FOMC meeting. You can see here that initial jobless claims rose to 242,000 last month when the expectation was 220,000. That's 22,000 more jobless claims than expected. So that is a pretty big uptick. And when we get over 300K, that's when things start to get really interesting for initial jobless claims and for unemployment. So we are not out of the woods yet on that one. You can also see here that the PPI came in at 3 when the expectation was 2.6, and the core came in at 3.4 when the expectation was 3.2. That's bad. That's pretty bad, and we're probably seeing a sell-off on some stuff. Oh, look at that. Yes, we are. This is CleanSpark. We're up 1.4%. We started the day off way higher than that, so you can see that that's already having an effect there. But let's look at the SPY real quick. How is the SPY treating us? The SPY is having a slight down day. Yeah. Okay, so if you're trading the SPY, let's go in here, turn these on. It's holding the 5-day moving average right here at 605. But as you know, what I'm going to say here, if you've been here a little while, and if we drill down to, let's say, the 2-hour, it's really going to become apparent. And if we turn this off so that you can actually see it, it will really become apparent. Let me get this right there. Okay. Yeah, you know what I'm about to say. We got a double top. Ooh, a double top feeding out of a double top. Ooh, so we had a double top right here, right there. And then we had that whole thing as a top followed by this top here. Okay. We crushed that neckline, went all the way down to support, came back up a little bit, failed to make a newer high, and now we're going lower again. That is bad. All right, that is real bad. So if we get under, if price travels under 602.82 on the SPY, you better believe the whole market's going to fall out from under you. All right, so keep your eyes on that. Let's hope we keep this train going to until the inauguration. That would be really good for me, and I'm assuming a lot of the people in this watching this channel right now. If this were to lose that neckline right there for the double top, we would come down into like the 5 to 600. We'd come back down to 600, which isn't a horribly big drop. It's not a horribly big drop. We could hit this line here all the way down here, which right now on today's session would be all the way down at 592 and still be very bullish. So I'm actually not too concerned about that. It would be a very short-term pain, I think. Personally, I think most people, especially with all the news that's been coming out lately, would probably take that as a buying opportunity. The other news that is important to be aware of is that MSTR is slated or whatever the term is to be added to the QQQ. That's actually big news. It's actually really big news, and it means at some point soon they're going to make that announcement, and they're going to break out of this consolidation right here. When they break out of this consolidation right here, we're going to find ourselves back again in the mid 400s to possibly even low 500s again. We're currently in the low 400s, so we could move up $100 on MSTR. That'd be very exciting. That'd be a 25% increase in the price, and if you play MSTX like I do, that'd be a 50% increase in the price from here to there. So don't be too surprised if you see this thing trading again in the high 400s here very soon. I don't know how long it'll last, but I do think that that is in the cards now that it is going to be added to the QQQ. So keep that in your brains and pay attention to it. Look, BitDeer's up 5% today. That's pretty cool. What's this? HUT is up 10% today. That's crazy. Did they make a new announcement or something? I am not sure. You can see that the warrants are still diverging from the underlying for CleanSpark. The warrants are making a bear flag right here. This is a bear flag that we are looking at forming right now. We get underneath 95 cents, and we're going to come down to 82 cents. At 82 cents, I might start to nibble on some more of this position for CLSKW. We get down to in the high 60s to high to mid 60s. I will be doubling down on that, nibbling and potentially buying larger chunks of CLSKW again for the next run up. So keep that in mind, that the warrants are now running, they are diverging from the underlying. The underlying is up 2% today. The warrants are down 5, almost 6% today. So that is interesting to look at. Other big news that we should all be very excited about is Google. Google did something amazing the other day, and Google yesterday I made just a boatload of money off of Google. That was pretty great. We are seeing a bit of a sell off today, though. That's that's not as great. We did come in the after hours, or actually the pre market right now, I believe. Yeah, and we hit 199. Oof. I was saying once that neckline or that handle broke for the cup and handle, that we would be clear up to $200. We went to 199, almost to the penny, and it sold off. Now, I'm actually not too concerned about this. So let me turn on some indicators here. All right, boom, there we go. So notice how the slow is still in overbought conditions. That's great. Notice how the fast is coming down, making what I like to think is a bull flag. See how we came down to the 21 here, and we got a little bounce. I'm not actually scared about this at all, and I actually have quite a few calls on this. I have 205 strike calls out to March 21st, I believe is the date. They were a little bit expensive in the 600 range per contract, and I bought a couple of those. And I will add, honestly, I would add to those. Yeah, as long as this 21 doesn't break, I'm not concerned about this right now. This is the hourly. If we go to the 2 hour, it's probably even prettier. Yep, on the 2 hour, we just came down to the top ATR band, and we are oversold just about for everything. If this fast flips over again and turns yellow, you better believe we're going to go for 200 on this thing. Let's look at the 30-minute to get maybe if an idea. Yeah, it's starting to already it rolled over. Now it's starting to flip again. That's not ideal. On the 30, I probably want to see it hit the 200 on the 30-minute chart, which would be a confluence with the bottom Bollinger Band and the bottom ATR band, all three in one place right there. Yeah, you better believe that that is a place that I am watching. This was something I was looking at yesterday, falling wedge that broke out, and that was beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and close that. Now, we lose that 200 on the 30, yeah, that's going to be real bad. And we'll see this thing come all the way back down to like 190, maybe even 189 for Google. But right now, basically, if I weren't in it yet, I'd draw a line here, and I'd wait for this line to break. When this line broke, I'd say we're going back up to 199, maybe even higher. That's what I would do with Google. So let's go back to the daily. Tesla finally having a little rest there after running up and running up and running up forever. Palantir continues to frustrate me as I sold a covered call on my shares, and after it looked like it was ready to come down a little bit, and now it's just going up again. I was almost certain. Oh, hold on, once this thing loads, I was almost certain that when Palantir hit 80 and rejected all the way back down to 70, that we would see a more sustained sell-off on it, and that just didn't happen. This thing is wild. Like when we saw this huge candle here, that was a 5% drop down. That went from 81 all the way back down to $70, and we even dipped into the 60s. I thought for sure we were going to see this thing revisit the mid 60s before the 70s again, before the mid 70s again. But I was wrong on that one. It is starting to flatten out, though. It went from being very aggressive. Now it is starting to flatten out. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm going to keep my covered call now, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this hit 66, maybe even come down to 60. Now, support on this thing, real support, 60 is support, but like real support doesn't kick in until we get to what's back here. Whew, not much. We'd have to see the thing hit the 200-day down at 54.49. That would be like real support. But 60, I would expect 60 probably to hold, honestly, especially with how much hype is behind this thing. Probably 60 would hold on Palantir. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see, what else is there to talk about right now? Nothing there. Our play ACMR is continuing to drop. So I brought this to the channel a while ago, and it has been dropping off of a cliff with no sign of recovery quite yet. So this line is done. We are waiting for this line to break. When this line breaks, ACMR is back in the game. Until then, I'd be expecting it to just flounder around a little bit. Vertiv, the cooling solution for AI chips. That one, again, also, I'm just waiting for it to break this line right here. When it breaks this line again, we are back in business. I'm seeing a bear flag, so I'm thinking it's probably going to come back down to 117, maybe even to like 110 before turning around for Vertiv. I am now also looking for other quantum computing related plays to get into. I'm very interested in what type of infrastructure that's going to require, what sorts of businesses can provide that stuff. I'm looking at that now as potential plays for the near future. It looks like ARM may have defeated QCOM, maybe. Yeah, ARM is breaking this line, actually, so ARM is actually now interesting to me right now. I would go into the hourlies. Look for my entry on the hourly. I don't think, man, that's a brutal candle to buy. I would wait for that. QCOM has just kind of fallen off a cliff. I did have some calls on this a little while ago, and I took like a $200 loss on this. I believe it was something like that, because it just dropped off. It went up. It went up a little bit more on me and then just came all the way down. And now it's building right here again. So that's not bad, but I really want to see it get back above this white line. Above this white line, I'm interested. Below that white line, I'm not interested. Also, I draw this line here. This is very aggressive. It breaks this. It might go up to the white line and then fail again. So I'd want to see it get above this white line to really give me any confidence that QCOM is going to break out of this funk. But it is at the bottom of its range pretty much. So it's probably, if for like a long-term hold, I'd probably look at it here. But for what I was doing, a swing, that wasn't a great place for me. NVIDIA continues to kind of flounder a little bit right here, making this head and shoulders. If it gets any lower, I might have to cut my cash secured put I have on it for a bit of a loss and move it into faster horses. This line is broken now, so this is done. I really want to see NVIDIA crack this line right here. I'll draw it right there. I want to see NVIDIA crack this line to say that I don't think this head and shoulders is going to happen. But of course, if it cracks this line, 132, that's the line in the sand. Under 132, we are dropping all the way down into the 120s, and that is an area I'd probably be picking up NVIDIA again down there in like the 120s, low 120s, high 1 teens. So that is the play there for those. The warrants are back over $1 again. HUT driving up 12%. I'm gonna have to look what that news is later and bring that to you. A lot of the miners are doing okay, not great. Right, up 8% for some reason. Mara up 2%. That's pretty good. I'd like to see Mara go even higher. Again, this one broke that line. Let's see. I'd like to see Mara break this line here. And then I'd be like, yay, Mara's going to go higher. This could still be a bear flag right here. I don't like it. Riot, why is Riot up 8%? Notice Riot is up 8%. Bitfarms is up 0.97%. I told you that was likely going to be the case, that big institutions would be buying Riot before they bought Bitfarms, because Riot has a huge amount of Bitfarms exposure. So Bitfarms is the lagger this time around right now. Who knows when this thing is going to come alive? When it does, it's going to be explosive, but we don't know when it's going to be. The institutions are going to have to get their fill of Riot and feel like Riot has no further to go before they start buying into Bitfarms. The other big hit for Bitfarms is that it is a Canadian company versus Riot being an American company. The big American institutional firms are going to buy that American company first, especially when it owns the other company as well. And that is not a dig at all in like the nationality of anything or anything like that. I'm just simply stating that American institutions are going to be more likely to buy a larger American business, which, as you can see from today's performance, Riot is significantly further up than Bitfarms is today right now, and that is exactly why I had to get out of Bitfarms. I saw the writing on the wall that the institutions had been frightened away, and I didn't know when they would come back, and I still don't know when they're going to come back. So I do think an explosive move is still in the cards for Bitfarms. I just don't know when that is going to happen, and since I don't really have any idea of when that may happen, I'm not in it right now. So anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description, as well as the channel bio. I've also got links in the bio for a charity that a friend of mine is running. He is cycling for Tourette's as well as cancer research. If you are feeling in the giving mood, go ahead and check out that link in the description as well. Or if you're a crypto degen, go ahead and check out some of the links in there I've got for some of the cryptos that I've been playing with, and the one that I made with Nanners here. And also follow Nanners on X. It's got some great memes. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Have a profitable day.